All right, chapter 1, section 9. We want to quickly introduce you to the Greek accent marks. Um, if if any of you listening to this video are in or took Greek with me, you'll know this online version doesn't do as much emphasis on the accent marks, and you can thank me for that. But my plan right now is to first deal with the accent marks minimally, and then maybe later doing a optional section on Greek accentuation. But I'm excuse me, I'm only going to do enough accentuation to help make sense out of things for you. So yeah, like I said, if you took Greek from me, you might be cursing me that I didn't do this back then. But anyway, well, I can't help that now. But anyway, so let's move forward. So yeah, there are 3 Greek accent marks, and see this one, we call this the acute. And if you want to think about this one, right, it's acute. Well, that's just a bad place to do that, isn't it? So the acute accent mark is that sharp upwards, whatever vowel it happens to be. The accent mark is sharp, as in acute, like an acute triangle. And because it's sharp, you want it the pointy end that's up away from you. I know that's kind of silly, but that's up and away. And that is the acute accent mark. I like to think of this as actually, even though it's pronounced grave, it's actually pronounced grav. It's spelled grave, but it's pronounced grav. This goes down towards the grave, is how I remember the grav. And then the third accent mark that you'll see, let me get my vowel back here. My X is representing any vowel. It can be written 2 ways. It's like almost like the Greek, not Greek, but the Spanish tilde, but it's it's actually a combination of the the acute and the grav, and it represented a way of sounding like an up and down pitch, or you will see it often this way, and that's kind of a combination of the acute and the grav, but that's the circumflex. I won't tell you the significance of those right now. You will see them. The most important thing to know about them for the way we're doing this course is just to know that if you have something like a accent at the beginning of the word, you see them down here, you'll always have the breathing mark first, and then you'll have the accent. So in this case, you have a smooth breathing mark, because it's an apostrophe, not a apostrophe, right? And then the second piece would be the accentuation. If it were to be a grav, you would have the breathing mark, and then you would find the grav accent. And in the case that you had like a circumflex, not like a circumflex, but a circumflex, let me move my vowel down here. If you had the circumflex, it would be over top of the breathing mark, this being the breathing mark, and here's our circumflex accent. And you can see that down here. Sometimes you see them written this way, or sometimes you'll actually see, say, over an omega, you'll have that just straight over curve, and then your breathing mark over that. And all we suggest for now is whatever syllable has the accent mark is just to emphasize that syllable. So the word, I'll just write a word here. Logos, it would be not logos, but it would be logos. Or in the case of something like this, that would be logos. So you can hear the difference. How much matter does it make? We'll point out when accentuation does matter and when it doesn't. Not when it doesn't, but when it does. So you'll know when it's important. But for now, just want you to be aware of those. Probably one more comment here real quick. If you have a capital letter at the beginning of a word, right, you'll see both the breathing mark and the accent in front and upper left, of the capital letter. All right. Again, don't memorize this, just keep moving forward.